Well, hey there, Capricorn. Welcome to Bohemian Path Tarot. I'm Jen. If this is your first time to the channel, welcome. If you're returning, let me just say thank you so much for coming back. Thanks for your likes and shares. Capricorn, you're my favorite. Don't tell the other signs, but I so appreciate the support and the love. You're the best. Let's get into your reading, shall we? We're using the Light Seers Tarot today. I'm going to go ahead and give the deck a beautiful shuffle for you, and on the other side of the shuffle, we'll get into your reading. See you there. Okay, Capricorn, let's see what we've got. Ooh, Eight of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, and the Magician. Wow, okay. This Magician is reversed. That's where we're starting. So it looks like you are into manifesting maybe something specific, and maybe you're feeling like the results are not coming fast enough, or you're not getting the specific thing you've been putting your energy into. I just want to validate for you that it's on the way. I think there's an element of, just putting the love into it. I want to give you this really weird piece of advice from my own personal life. It's going to sound super weird and super specific, but it's really the trick that I found that makes all the difference in my world. So I was a theater major, and the best piece of advice I ever got from any director ever in my life, and I've done a ton of theater, was from this weird Romanian director. And he literally was from Romania, and they do theater in this whole other different way, totally different from how I ever learned how to do theater in this country. And the piece of advice he gave, like, constantly to us when he directed us was, and he had this thick, Eastern European accent. And he struggled a lot with how, with giving notes to us and getting us to act in the way, he wanted us to be on stage. It's a very different kind of acting, a highly theatrical theater acting, a highly theatrical style. And he would remind us often, pleasure for acting, pleasure for acting. And what he meant by that was, love it. Love what you're doing, even if you feel weird, even if you feel self-conscious. This thing that you're doing, just remember that you love it. As awkward as you are when you start putting on the costume, and you remember you have to take so many steps to get to this point and do this thing and say this line in this kind of a way. Just remember, as awkward as it is, that you love it. And this is what came to mind when I see this Magician come up reversed for you. So you're doing the work to bring this stuff, your plan, into your world. You have the skills you need. You work super hard. You do the legwork. You do the visioning and the vision questing and the vision board and everything, the practical steps and the magical steps. But the missing piece, I think, is that love. Like, the love of whatever it is you want to bring into the world, the love of yourself doing the thing or being the thing, whatever it is for you. Just remember that you love it. Even if it feels awkward bringing it in, or if it's a first time thing or a millionth time thing, just remember that you love it, whatever it is. So for those of you who are artists, remember your love for the craft. For those of you who are, I don't know, wanting another grandchild, and you're, you know, doing a vision board for another grandchild or something. Just remember, how that maximizes the love in your, that's the missing piece, that kind of magical razzle dazzle love piece, I think. So whatever it is, it's just not quite right, because there's that little piece of the letting go to receive, if that makes sense. I hope that helps. But otherwise, we see you hard at work here. There we go. There we go. When I look at my monitor, it's backwards, so I'm always like, when I try to get the thing in focus, I'm I'm inevitably going the wrong way to get the thing in focus. But look, I love this card so much, and this is a very Capricorny card, right? This individual, the central figure, is in flow, doing her thing, and gender is, it doesn't matter. No matter your gender expression, you're at work, you're doing your thing, you're putting your love in your craft, whether it's a 9 to 5, whether it's a side hustle, whether you're retired and you're doing your volunteer work or you're doing your gardening, whether you're a student, even if you're on spring break and you're just posting your social media pictures, or your spring break pictures on your social media, whatever it is, staying connected, is putting your love in your craft, staying networking, doing your thing. And you can see like the power in this card. You're, amplifying your reach. You're putting your energy into your product, even if it isn't a physical thing, but especially if it is a physical thing, right? And and the Eight of Pentacles says, when you're putting your love into your craft, when you're putting your hours in, the time flies by when you love what you do. What's that old saying? When you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. That's, these two pieces are connected, right? That kind of putting the love in, and feeling connected in that way with what you do. There are rewards when the Eight of Pentacles shows up, that flow in what you do, when you're loving what you do and you produce really good work, the word of mouth gets out. And again, whether you're retired or a student or you're underemployed and you're sending resumes out, or you're freelancing, the word is getting out because you're dusting up your portfolio with your own sort of spec work, whatever it is, when you do what you love, when you're producing something that you're proud of, when it's got your own stamp on it, it naturally magnetizes more clients, more word of mouth, more business, more promotions, more opportunities, that sort of thing. And we see that here echoed in the Page of Pentacles. So I read pages as messages. Pages are messengers with messages. So, like, if you're underemployed and you've been sending out a bunch of resumes, this is the ask for the invitation to the interview. If you've been sending out portfolios, or this could be, again, somebody calls you in or inquires about your work. This could be your agent telling you about an audition or something like that. This could be something you see or hear, like on social media, from somebody else, especially someone younger. Something you hear from even your kid, your grandkid. That's an opportunity that seems great, that seems to fit what you do, that something you can apply for, something, a fair that you can display your wares at, something like that. This is an opportunity for you to enhance your skill set, enhance your network, make more money, increase your side hustle, an opportunity to learn more about your side hustle, connect with collaborators, something like that. And at the very end of this reading, we see this whole new chapter of inspiration. So after all of this, the Ace of Wands are creative fire, their passion. There's also an element of, ego attachment, but not in a bad way. It's like when you feel like your 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 identity is attached to a project or like an entrepreneurial endeavor. Your name is the product, or the product is your name. You're the brand. So a new sort of branding chapter associated with your product or your work. In any case, a new chapter. So there's very much in this reading this sense of a sort of entrepreneurial endeavor, a side hustle that expands or grows, or maybe, yeah, it really feels like a side hustle that is, or a hobby that you turn into a side hustle, maybe an Etsy store or something like that, or a creative endeavor that finally takes off. And it is because you've gone from this place like, where maybe it was you've been working so hard and not quite seeing the results that you had hoped for, or been in that place. Like I've been in that place too, where like you put in the work and you're like, why isn't this working for me? I've done everything I'm supposed to do, and it just hasn't worked for me. But for whatever reason, you let go, or you put in the love, or the just whatever the magical recipe finally all comes together. Just the right kind of love, or it's also, I'm going to give you another oddly specific analogy. I have lived in the same apartment for a long time, and I only recently realized that my oven is 20 degrees cooler than it should be. I've struggled with baking in my oven, and I finally got an oven thermometer, and I knew it was under, but I didn't realize how under until I got a baking thermometer. And now I know that how under it is, I can adjust the temperature, and so I know how much longer, if I'm going to bake it longer, or if I need to adjust the temperature, and now I can bake better. So it could just be that kind of a situation with this, where you just need to bake it longer or turn up the temperature. You just get that recipe right. And that gets you in the flow where everything goes along swimmingly, and you find more opportunities, and you get more messages and more invitations, and then you get even more inspired, because when you get that validation of where you really start to like, wow, I dig my own project. I am proud of myself. I dig validation of these, interviews and these maybe sales, whatever it is. And you get even more excited, and you get like, I can finally do that product line, or I can finally do that project, or whatever it is. Capricorn, I'm super excited for you, because it looks like things are about to just burst open. If you want to share with me down in the comments, like whatever your project is, or your YouTube channel, or I don't know what this is, I'm so curious, maybe nosy, but feel free to share with me in the comments what it is you're working on. But I'm super stoked for you. Thank you so much for dropping by. Thank you so much for all the likes and shares. It means the world to me. And please take good care of yourself. Until next time, bye for now.